Eine Sache schnell, vergiss nicht Musik. Fuck. Egal. Eine Sache schnell, vergiss nicht Musik. Fuck. Egal. Hold on a second. Do you have sound right now? The stream?
I forgot
Because
to. I know. I forgot to unmute myself. No, I've made this whole intro. This is the second time this has happened by now. I've made this whole. No! For the people watching right now, you can't imagine how smooth my intro was. And I didn't unmute myself. Right. You know what? The trailer should have gone all out. Let's do this again. Hello everybody, thank you for taking along to the first day of the Warhammer Fest of 2023. A lot of new miniatures have been revealed, and I am very glad to have my good pal and friend Theinrich tagging along and reviewing and discussing these new reveals right now live with me.
yes,
Theinrich.
don't forget the music either.
Yes, the
background
music
music.
actually. No. The music actually, I knew. Shit.
All right.
Open on the wrong window. Nice. Right. As I am proving again that I am a very solid content creator on this platform, Theinrich, how are you feeling today? Have you seen anything of the new releases yet?
I've seen like one vague view at the box. Like I know what the box is called, and that's about it. I've seen some wings, I suppose, but like that doesn't mean anything, right? But yeah, one excellent start to the stream.
Yeah.
I was very confused. I was checking. Wait, is my stream muted or are you muted? No, neither is muted. Wait. Something's.
And of course, you couldn't tell me because the gosh darn Discord, of course, made it. Okay, never mind. Right. You know what? We're going right into the releases. One heads up for the people watching right now. The plan for today is to have a look at the new releases, react to what we're seeing, and then have a little discussion about it. At the end of today, there will be a tier list made by Theinrich and me, based on our very educated guesses, and then hopefully we might still have time and energy to paint a picture digitally of our favorite model of today. And with that, finally, it is time to have a look.
Are we looking at the live block or are we looking at Leviathan revealed?
We are looking at Leviathan revealed.
Leviathan revealed?
Yes. That's like the one thing that I sent to you ahead of time that I managed to do.
The Epic launch box is a banger according to Games Workshop. So let's look at it. I will probably actually buy this box with JD because he's a Space Marine player, and I was like, well, I do have some Gene Stealers. I suppose it's a bit thematic.
Dang.
I would be willing to buy the other half, but let's see what this actually entails.
This is like judging by the first picture I'm looking at right here, this is a massive box. Whoa.
Wait, are those like two? Okay, this is actually insane. I'm just looking at the 3 big beasts there. The 4 big beasts. Like, that's a lot for a starting box.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dang, that's I think that's the biggest one they've put out yet.
Of course, the Space Marines only get 1 Dreadnought, but like the Tyranids? Wow.
I mean, they do get 5 Terminators and Eradicators and whatnot, so...
Yeah, okay, let's see. I'm gonna scroll. I wanna see the details. Or do we watch the trailer?
No, we do not.
It's 30 seconds long. Oh, actually do watch the trailer. It has a little unboxing section.
We don't need to view the unboxing section.
It's 30 seconds.
We have enough hiccups already. I do not want to do any more.
So, I'm looking at the summary, and I remember seeing the little winged dude, like, at the very bottom.
Yes.
And I thought that was gonna be the big Tyranid model they were gonna have. Like, okay, this is gonna be their big, like, what Dark Imperium had the blow drone, the Necrons had this flying thingy. This is going to be the Tyranids version of that.
Yes.
No, it's still kind of small.
It still is kind of... It looks... I mean, we were probably going to have
We're
probably going to have like close-ups of the new models, but from what I'm seeing it right now, it looks like the old Vargeist from Warhammer Fantasy, the vampires.
According to a friendly chatter, I'm a bit quiet.
You are a bit quiet? Oh.
Yeah.
Citations, you're muted. Ah, no, I had the chat covered as well. In that case, I am trying to make you a little bit louder. 135%.
Oh, I could also try plugging the microphone back into the other port
No,
again.
no, it's alright. I've made you louder.
Right.
I have loads of possibilities to make you louder.
Yeah.
Well, greetings, Emperor Hightower. How are you doing, and can you understand Theinrich now? As we move on with the reveals. What's in the box? Let's go.
What's in the box? 25 Space Marines, 47 Tyranid miniatures.
That's
so
a lot.
if JD and I share this box, then I just straight up get twice as many minis as he does.
Yes.
Can I still like split the price 50-50, I wonder?
I mean, Space Marines have become ridiculously pricey, and there are a lot of character models in there, so I think so. Like, the 5 Terminators in and of themselves cost like 50 euros on Games Workshop.
Like, look at those big Tyranids, the brain thing, the spider thing, the buff thing. Like, wow. I am actually pretty impressed. I am very impressed with this box so far. Exclusive 45k rulebook, yeah, that doesn't really
for 10th edition, let's go. It's going to be, like, imagine it's like with the Luminef, so it's going to be, like, outdated in, like, a month.
True. Chapter approved mission deck and a transfer sheet. Wow. I really want that transfer sheet.
I like, it's like, this what's in the box is made like typical Warhammer Fest fashion. Like, the flashy things at the top, and then to fill in the lines, they say, oh, it includes a transfer sheet that is like included in every other box set that we put out as well. Nice, let's go.
They even have to show like a picture of a transfer sheet in their summary picture.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean that's cool. That's understandable, but that they listed here is like, okay, whatever. Let's go.
25 elite Space Marines, 47 Ravenous Tyranids, blah blah blah, lore stuff. Captain in Terminator armor.
Let's go. He looks solid.
I like how the tactical rock, his lower foot is on the tactical rock. No, his upper foot is on the tactical corpse.
Holy shit.
He gets the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Games Workshop just doesn't do like plain things anymore. Kitsch is in the chat. Impressive. Let's see Paul Allen's 3D printed Terminators now. Yeah, I think the 3D proxies will not be long.
I mean, remember that dude who actually straight up before the Cadian releases came out, he already had every Cadian release 3D printed?
That man was
insane.
That man was insane. Like, I put that on Reddit, if I remember correctly, and not only did he have the proxy ready, he had it printed and painted. That man was quick.
Imagine if, like, with AI, you could, like, just scan one of the Games Workshop pictures and have it already, like, 3D printable, scannable.
Mm.
That would actually be, like, a huge problem. Well, what are your thoughts on the Captain and Terminator armor?
Well,
I
I'm
really
scrolling a
like.
bit. Okay, there's no close-ups of him. I do really like. I am a huge fan of these little like bazagoos that the new Space Marines get with their new iterations of the armor, like the shields in the armpit region. Um, and I think he is definitely a solid model, especially now with the updated and bigger models. But I think for Space Marine player, I mean, it's not like the Space Marine players are really lacking any models that they can use for their HQ.
Yeah.
And also, he feels a lot like the miniature that I painted for JD a few years back. Remember the Captain and Terminator armor from the 30k box?
Yes.
Yes.
I find him a bit boring right now, but I feel like part of that is because of his paint job. I think if he had like a different paint job, I would actually just like him more. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, he's a Space Marine, all right.
Yeah.
Not much to say there.
Looks
Really
good.
like how he gets both the tactical rock and the tactical cores.
Yeah.
By the way, in my tier list, I'm gonna rate actually every miniature, so this guy's already in entry.
Yeah. Kitsch says, I will make a controversial statement. Ever since the oil price dropped the last 2 years, I'm finding it hard to believe that production was going to go up in costs. That is a controversial statement. I don't know how the prices are right now in the UK. I was texting with a Brit yesterday about his paint job, and he told me that not only did England get a pretty significant heat wave in the last few days or last few weeks, which is already unusual as it is. He also said that the price increase for the paint pots from GW was £1.19 per pot, which is like more than 30%, I think. I don't know what they cost in Great Britain, but that's like, yeah.
Actually, a little suggestion.
Says it. Yeah.
If you want close-ups, go back to the main page and go to Leviathan with Space Marines.
I think, I mean, yeah. I can understand how the back looks like. Maybe we come across them later, but for now it's alright.
No, I mean mostly because like I see the sword right now, and the sword is actually really cool. It has like a little gemstone and engravings.
Yeah, that's like that's the energy pulse for the energy sword. On that note, I think I'm going to make a screenshot of him right now for the tier list later as well.
What?
I'm going to make my things with screenshots, so I'm screenshotting him right now.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting a Discord notification. I was a bit distracted. My mind was gone for a second.
How dare you?
He's certainly an HQ model. As someone who doesn't care that much about basic Space Marines, I think he's actually really well sculpted.
Yep.
Really dig the base. The sword is very cool.
Very solid miniature. Moving on.
This might actually be my favorite Space Marine model.
Really?
So far, from those I've seen. Like, I don't care much about the captain, but I really like this Librarian because he actually looks like magical. He looks like a wizard. The runes are well painted. Okay, I think 50% of it is just the paint job is very interesting.
Yes.
The Librarian paint job is very cool, in my opinion. The runes are glowing, his hand is glowing, his axe is glowing, all in those very satisfying shades of blue. I love the little thing he has above his head. I'm not sure what it is.
The dome.
Yeah, the dome above his head is sick. Like, if every Space Marine that doesn't wear a helmet would have this, I would think that would be very cool.
Yeah.
The cables, he's great. He's great.
Yeah. I do like the, region they're trying to scout with this as well, especially for a psyker like this, like a Librarian, giving him a distinct armor is quite nice.
Yes.
The only thing that puts me kind of off are the runes etched into his armor, actually.
Right.
Because not only am I pretty sure that this is not high gothic, this looks more like elder speech to me. Like, not elder speech, but the speech of the Eldari. Especially, some of these runes I actually remember because for the LabCon where I was an elf, I learned how to write like the High Elven speech of Ulthuan, so these are 100%.
Eh?
Yeah,
no wonder I like him.
Like this man is heresy incarnate.
Also, people have already made fun of his nipples, but I think that's like, I don't know.
I didn't even see it that way. Now that you say it, I mean it takes only seconds for people to see this.
He has like thunder nipples. I think that's fun. Still, I really like him mostly because of color scheme.
Yeah.
But
I think he's a very unique miniature. I thought this whole scheme would fit more into the maybe I should more into here. It would fit more into the Space Wolf theme, especially with the runes. But he's a psyker, so he can go wherever he likes. Kitch asks, are all these armors based on that new lore armor pattern?
I do not think so, because we're getting a Phobos armor lieutenant later, and he looks different.
Yeah, so I think this is just an upscale Terminator armor, based on the new proportions and some unique tweaks here and there because he's a librarian. I think this is just a librarian pattern Terminator armor.
Yeah.
This definitely does not look stock or standard issue. Next is the Apothecary Biologis.
Ooh, what is that container he has in his left hand?
Hang on, I actually know what that is, but I need to make a screenshot of this boy first.
Wait a minute, he has the Apothecary has a Gravis armor. I don't know. I can't really distinguish Gravis armor from whatever the up armor is. Well.
So he has Gravis armor. I think that's just the standard Primaris armor, if I remember correctly. I think that's the Primaris armor pattern. Especially if you're being dropped from orbit. Kitch says.
Why is he white? Is there a lore reason for that?
Yeah, he's just an apothecary. Like the standard color scheme for apothecaries is white as the medic.
All right.
And he has like his sigils on his pauldron. When you said container, I actually didn't look as well as I thought because the old apothecary miniature had a container for the gene seed because the role of an apothecary is to go onto the battlefield and collect gene seed from fallen space marines so that they don't get diluted too much or even lost to the enemy.
That's apparently just samples of enemy biomatter, so maybe this guy is looking for Tyranid anti-bioweapon and collecting them in the little container.
He is called Apothecary Biologis, so he might actually be from that wing that researches Tyranids and other Xeno species as well.
And that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
One thing I think is funny about apothecaries, like, they need all these fucking electrical powered chainsaws and magnet thingies on their back to cut through Space Marine armor, I suppose, to like treat them. But they also just have tiny scissors and little pliers in the little crotch pocket there.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty funny. Also, is that a shotgun he has, or is that like a bolter?
I think that's... I don't know, I think that's just a bolt gun. Yeah, bolt pistol.
Because it looks cool.
Hightower says, so he's basically the go-guy for biowarfare. Not necessarily biowarfare, but the Imperium is all about know thy enemy, and I think this is what his job is, like, collect samples from these Tyranids or other Xenos so that they can, make better weaponry against them, exploit weaknesses and so
But
on.
also, like, the best way of
Hey,
killing
Astrid.
Tyranids is just knowing the bioweapon against them.
Yes.
Alright.
Nice sculpt. Moving on. Hang on. Another screenshot needs to be taken.
Yes.
Sorry for these small interruptions.
Lieutenant in Phobos armor. I've seen him before, and I still say I really like Phobos armor. I think Phobos armor looks very cool. And if I had to play a normal Space Marine army, I would probably have a pretty big focus on Phobos because I know.
Yes, I definitely think so too. I think the Phobos armor is also my favorite type of armor because it is so slim, it is so sleek.
Yeah.
It's really very nice in terms of anatomy. I also especially like this lieutenant. You know, this it feels like this is the 50th lieutenant the Space Marines get, which I personally think is hilarious.
Yeah.
How many do you really need? Nah?
Also, he doesn't have a red helmet.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a red helmet. Heresy.
He has its red streak as a scar, so maybe he doesn't need one. He goes with the Darth Malgus look. I mean, this man is basically heresy incarnate. He has a part of, I think that's Tyranid Cereplate, just onto his pauldron as some sort of trophy. I'm pretty sure this already qualifies for heresy. I also love his loadout, 5 different kinds of grenades, 2 or 3 knives, and just an eradicator weapon slung behind his back.
Yeah, he's kitted out. He's not wearing a scalp on his helmet. His helmet's just broken. Remember how Darth Vader looked like at the
Yeah. It's like the Darth Malgus from Old Republic.
And that also means Azrael won't have to paint any lenses. Good, so yay. But
Azrael, I right now have someone in the chat that I've chatted with for the past over the last week. Who was painting up some Dark Angels in his own color scheme, and he is just now writing that he's given up on painting the 30k Marines because of the eye lenses. Nah, Azrael, don't be intimidated by those. Yeah, okay. He now says I hate lenses. I mean, I definitely get where you're coming from. My pal JD has perfected the way that he paints lenses, and I also don't really like painting them. But I mean, you can just forget them for now. Just
don't.
Yeah, just don't. That's. I mean, you really had something with your color scheme. I think with a bit more refinery, you could really do something there. So don't be discouraged by just some lenses. And he says,
I feel like you're mocking him right now. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not. That's not intended as a mockery, by the way. I do nothing else but paint miniatures, so I definitely know that when I started, I also, had my problems. So, yeah. He says it's all part of imagination. Yeah, it is. So just keep at it, my man.
Basically, so to sum. Sorry. Just keep talking. Sorry.
No. I was basically done.
All right. Basically, my summary for the lieutenant would be: looks cool, looks grizzled, like the armor pattern. Looks like a grizzled veteran survivor. They nailed that look, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he's probably my second favorite mini so far.
Yeah. He's also I talked about this with JD. I think he was leaked or revealed beforehand. A few weeks beforehand, and I talked about this miniature with JD, and he told me of all the miniatures, he gets every miniature that comes out, especially the lieutenants.
Yeah.
But of all the miniatures that have come out, he's like, nah, I don't need that one. And I was like, what? That's the own. That's the best one. What are you talking about?
But why? Why doesn't he like him?
I don't know. I think he likes him. I don't remember exactly what we talked about with him, but he just said that he doesn't want to have them. I think his reasoning was actually that he has enough lieutenants.
I mean,
that's
does.
fair enough.
He 100% does have enough lieutenants. Well,
Right.
combi weapon and 2 combat blades. Then there's the Sternguard Veterans Squad, who are
I
boring.
need to take another screenshot. So, Sternguard Veterans Squad. Damn, these look classic.
So the guy in the middle, that's also a lieutenant, right?
Oh god, you're right, yeah. Judging by the paint job.
So there's like 4 lieutenants in this box alone. 4 separate, different lieutenants.
I think with the, the thing with lieutenants is that you have like your single characters for your army, and this lieutenant is a Sternguard veteran lieutenant because the Sternguard veteran is like the most elite section of an, Space Marine army, as I've, known it to be. And I think you need to have the rank of lieutenant just to be their captain, their sergeant.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right.
I just think it's funny. We just talked about how many lieutenants Games Workshop must have released, like 50 you said. But now I look at the set and I realize the lieutenant in Phobos armor, the lieutenant of a Sternguard Veterans Squad, the lieutenant of a Terminators, the lieutenant of an Infernus Squad. There's 4 alone in these, which, I don't know, I think is funny. As for models themselves, what do you think?
Well, just mentioning the chat, Azrael says they do look meh, and he says the old ones look nicer. Yeah, I kinda get where you're coming from. What I like with these, and I mean that's like easy for Games Workshop to, remember, but they are actually painted in the first company color scheme of the Ultramarines, so blue and white, which is the company that got wiped out during the Tyrant attack on Macragge, and then was only reinstated by survivors of the Tyrant attack. So giving them this paint job for the first company is definitely lore accurate.
But I think he's right. Like, I just googled the old Sternguard veterans, and they look like highly decorated, chunky, very posh, noble elite guys. And these just look like Space Marines with like a little piece of cloth.
Actually, that was like
especially
a thing.
Like the lieutenant leader of the old Sternguards has like a whole Greek armor thing going on, and he has a fucking 2-headed eagle as his protection halo.
I think the change does make sense lore-wise, but it is a shame, definitely. I think, I had like a whole, and there's a video talking about the, downgrade in terms of impressiveness of Space Marine armor from 30k to 40k.
Yeah.
And the reasoning was, well, when the Emperor, strode from the across the stars, the Space Marines dressed to impress, so that when they landed on another human world, they were just so in awe that they would just, bow down.
Yeah.
And now that the Imperium is basically united, you don't really need this anymore, so it's more practical. So I think, the first company getting wiped out during the Battle of Macragge, and now these guys having the new Primaris armor, makes sense lore-wise, but again, it is a shame. I think the most details right here are from the decals, especially from the one on the lower left corner. He has like, a circle around his U, which is nice, but yeah, that's really all there is. It is quite a shame. They kind of have this classic feeling, but they don't really catch up to the old models.
Only one of them doesn't have a fucking Primaris helmet. Only one of them has like a normal Space Marine helmet. He's like the one that sorted out. Sorry, guy. Didn't cross the river in time. Yeah, but I agree with Azrael. I vastly prefer the old Sternguard veterans after googling them, because those guys look fancy and posh and elite. And expensive, and these guys just look like Space Marines with little Dark Angel robes.
Also, exactly, like the Dark Angel robes. Like, you could slap this armor green and you've got Dark Angels. So, the one thing distinguishing them from the normal Marines, being the robe, could also just make them Dark Angels or Black Templars. So, yeah. Right. Emperor Hightower says they do look more like monks. Yeah, that's accurate. Azrael also says, makes sense. Yeah, new recruits have new ornaments. Well, fair enough, yeah. He preferred the ornamented, yes. The shield crest should be on every Space Marine. The shield crest.
Yeah, the thing the lieutenant has. You know the.
Right, yeah. The thing that I liked. You know you mean the Bezagu, yeah.
The Bezagu.
The Bezagu.
How could I forget?
Yes. You know, I had so much trouble pronouncing this thing in my first eBay rescues in my third video or so. I will remember this word for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Kitsch says, interesting idea. Let's see how it pays off for them doing the next Tyrant invasion. Yeah. These guys look like Imperial Guard. What?
Imperial Guard. Those are some elite Imperial Guardsmen, I say.
I mean, yeah. Let's go. I'm going to use them and look if JD notices it in our next matchup.
Just paint them as from Terran Green.
Yeah. I make them Dark Angels, bingo.
Yeah.
Terminator
Squad.
Yes. I think... hang on. Screenshot again. Boop.
Oh yeah, whoops.
Terminator Squad.
I forgot to screenshot them. Hold on.
Yep. No worries. We're on a good pace so far. I'm liking this very much.
What were we called? Sternguard.
Acknowledging the chat. I love that how active you guys are. Very thank you very much. Regarding Hightower, he means this thing, like the Bezagu in English. In German, it's the fuck. Did I really forget the German word? How?
How do you spell it? Bezique, okay.
Yes, right.
Apparently, it's also called Bezique in German because it's a French term.
Yeah.
No way.
That makes sense.
What?
Ezreal is not impressed by these new units so far, which is fair enough. Right. Let's get... Oh, Wappenschild, of course. Hightower says it. Wappenschild, yeah, right.
Let's go.
Thank you very much. Alright. Terminators, are you ready?
We already talked about Terminators, didn't we?
Did we?
Yes, in the last stream. They already revealed those in the last stream.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the whole unit, you know?
Oh, wow.
There's a Terminator Lieutenant, let's go.
My opinion hasn't changed.
Yeah.
They're still, you know, I don't really see the difference between them and the old Terminators. They're fine, they're good update, but they're not special enough for my taste. Oh, I just combined 2 layers, that's not good.
Because I'm, right now surrounded by Terminators, I don't know if you can see it on stream. The 50 Dark Angels are right behind me. I actually have, the whole evolution of Terminator armor right now on my desk. And I think these guys have definitely come a long way, and I do really like the new iteration of Terminator armor. It is kind of hard to spot, but once you see it, it is very clear. I like the new Terminators. I like the paint job on the one on the upper left corner. And
it just means they stay faithful to the old design.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking... Hold on, let me check. Yeah.
No, it's not a Fabin shield.
The Terminator in the top right.
Yeah.
And the Terminator in the top right and the bottom right. They are the first 2 models revealed so far that are not standing on a tactical rock.
Oh, sheesh, you're right.
Every other model presented so far has had a tiny tactical rock.
You're fucking right. Each and every one of the Sternguard has one. This guy. What?
Every model so far.
I am amazed that you saw that. It did not register with me. You're completely right. It's the smallest tactical rock in the history of tactical rocks, but it is there, definitely. Oh, this is fascinating.
Hold on, let me go into the... Yeah, no, they actually do not have tactical rocks. Wow. Finally. Isn't that incredible? We have more models that are standing on decorated bases when we have models that don't.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like the Homer, the teleport Homer.
Yeah.
It's cool. He's a cool
Oh, it's a
idea.
teleport Homer, right. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a neat addition. Definitely fitting for some Terminators. Kitsch says, wait, the what?
Every
one.
model presented so far has 1 foot on a rock.
Yeah.
Like on the base, there's a tiny little slab of rock. They
Can
put
zoom
on
in
a.
bit.
They put the foot on.
Like over there, you see here is a small one. Here. Each and every one of these Sternguard. Here, this one, this one, this one. And of course, every one of these. Even the Librarian, like on the smallest tactical rock imaginably.
Yeah.
And this one, like the tactical rock and the tactical corpse.
Infernus Guard. I have even less to say about Infernus Guard.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
As you are revving up the
about-
engine for the Infernus Guard, I am making just a quick screenshot. Oh. Oh, I thought this were Eradicators. Alright, I was wrong.
They are actually, they are just Space Marines with flamers, I suppose. I have nothing to say about them.
Nothing?
Actually nothing. They are so basic. I wouldn't have thought that these guys already existed, didn't they?
That's what I meant when I said these guys are Eradicators, because I thought these were the Eradicator models.
Yeah.
But apparently not.
These guys are just normal Space Marines with flamers.
Damn.
They have already been released.
Ezreal is going wild in the comment section, just roasting these guys into the ground.
Ezreal is actually, going hard.
He's throwing down. Nice, let's go.
He's not wrong though, because these Space Marines are boring. The HQ were so cool, but the normal models.
I mean, this is kind of funny because I thought these were Eradicators. You thought they already existed, but they do need to have one new thing that makes them special. Meaning that the roster that the Space Marines have got even wider, so they can chow down on their enemies with more ease. You really don't have to think about them that much more. They get even more specialized. And now I want to see if there's something here. When you're faced with innumerable hordes of Xenos, and Infernus Squad is the perfect tool. Shit. Armed with Pyre Blasters, so these are not flamers, these are Pyre Blasters.
Wow.
They spit gouts of incandescent flame.
They're just flamers, they're flamethrowers.
No, they are Primaris flamethrowers. This makes them special, and I already hate them, because this is exactly the kind of unit that JD would field against the last army I brought against him.
Oh no, you're right. You spam masses of guardsmen. That's your tactic, and now they have flamer units. Well,
he's going to split fire and eradicate like 60 models of my army.
I mean, I wonder, does the Infernus Squad get their own entry in the Space Marine Codex, or are they just you can upgrade your Space Marine to an Infernus Squad model for 3 points? What do you think?
I think it would make sense for the latter, because they have just regular armor. There's nothing special about them, as you said.
Yeah.
And they just have the Pyre Blaster. So I do think that it's just going to be an upgrade. I think that would make sense, right? On the other hand...
That is my opinion on them as well. If they are just Space Marines with flamers, I'll be like, okay, I have nothing to say about them. They're Space Marines with flamers. If they are actually a new separate unit, woo! I don't know what I would say.
The Space Marine Codex, this edition. Funny thing that they don't release, hard book codexes anymore, because it would be this thick with all the specialized unit that they've got. Imagine every single Terminator Lieutenant would get their own page.
300 pages of Space Marine Codex. Every page lists 2 separate units they have. Each unit costs 40 quid.
Oh my god, Ezra said what you were saying. Look how box standard these Marines are. I'm starting to wonder if the rulebooks will let us use these guys as conscript cannon fodder.
Conscript cannon fodder.
I mean, he's very harsh here, but it's funny because, I mean, a flamethrower does need less aim than a bolt, I presume.
I actually stole the 40 quid joke off Ezrael, so credit to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Well, they are the most boring reveal so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if they always will be the most boring reveal this Warhammer Fest.
I mean, you can reveal only so much. I think there's...
But it's the same thing with the next unit, the Ballistus Dreadnought. It looks like a Dreadnought with a rocket launcher. We already had this. This already existed. What is this?
Yeah, actually, that thing makes sense.
Okay.
Because what I was thinking a few days back is that, like, I watched some battle reports and everyone brought the new, like, melee Dreadnought that we, shit-talked. This actually makes sense because now you only have until this point you only had the Primaris Dreadnoughts, meaning that if you would wanted to feel a classic Dreadnought, it would be like this big, and the Primaris would be like these chunky boys.
So it's basically more like a Terminator upgrade, but for the basic non-Primaris Dreadnought.
Yes. I think I think that's the reason. I think and I think that makes sense. So this, I think, is actually a good thing that they did this. Because, yeah, as I said, you couldn't field any classic Terminators without them looking kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, but still, the last 3 units I've seen were all units where I thought, oh, these already existed. Why are they showing this to me again? The Terminators didn't look new. The Sternguard didn't look new. The Infernus Squad didn't look so not new. And now this Dreadnought, they already have 50 Dreadnoughts.
The thing is... What I'm thinking is, like...
Alright. Deaf, I am bland.
What is going on with chat today? It's so savage. Holy shit. These guys are fighting off Tyranids and you're roasting them to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, hot damn, guys. I love it. What I'm thinking is, like, the Sternguard Veterans squad is kind of an unfortunate squad, right? They're not that impressive as their predecessors. The Terminator Squad is quite nice, I think. It makes sense.
Yes.
The Infernus Squad, I definitely see what you mean. It's like nothing new about them. And the Dreadnought, like, we are getting a lot of upgrades. Like, this is basically a range refresh. Interesting, right? The Space Marines get, like, a range refresh at every other edition. And the Elders still have models that are, like, still had models that were older than our German Republic. So, I think this makes sense, but I know what you mean. It's like nothing breathtaking. But I quite like this. Also the tactical rock.
Let me put it like this. There's a reason why I do not play Space Marines. And this and like the last 3 unit reveals were like just the reason. I think it's just a big nothing burger. But yeah, like the HQ reveals, they were actually very cool. Do you have anything else to say?
The one thing that I want to add is that I quite like how they handle the new Dreadnoughts. I mean, that's like probably not a new statement, but if you look closely, like the core of the new Dreadnoughts is still the old Dreadnought. Like, they just take the old chassis and put it in a new, like, extra armor, which I think makes sense and is handled well.
My opinion about the Dreadnought is the same as the Terminators. I don't dislike him, and now that I've seen, like, the old Dreadnought, I realize, they just needed a range refresh.
Like, the old Dreadnought would go, like, to his hips, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Wow.
So I think this definitely does make sense. The one thing I was thinking of right now is that the Dreadnought, just as with the Sternguard Veterans, is a little bit less, impressive. They don't have all these ornaments that they used to have. Mm-hmm. Maybe we're going to get some special upgrade kits as with the Heresy, but who knows. The last thing that I wanted to say about this Dreadnought is on his right leg, there is the name Kalgar. etched into the miniature, which is the chapter master of the Ultramarines.
Yeah.
But now that Guilliman is alive and this model is new, you would think they'd put Guilliman up there, right? Probably his name was just too long, right?
Maybe just some Kalgar dude died? I don't know.
This man is also named Kalgar.
I mean, I've read the comic. The
Kalgar comic,
right. And like, Malnior's Kalgar we know is actually an imposter, right?
Yeah.
So maybe just the random-ass kid that died is Dreadnought. This is
the real Kalgar, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Alright. Moving on to the Tyranids, and immediately...
Hang on, hold your horses.
What? Okay.
I need another... 2 screenshots, I'm 2 screenshots behind, oh no.
Anyway, Space Marine reveals, like the HQ, was very underwhelmed by the normal units. That's my conclusion, that's my summary. The Tyranids, on the other hand... Well, they look promising as well when it comes to HQ.
Oh shit.
The Winged Tyranid Prime in particularly gives me huge Soulbright Gravelords and Vampire Counts vibes.
Yeah, that's like the first thing that I said when we saw him from afar.
Yeah, he looks like a Vargeist. He looks like one of those bad people. Except, he's a Tyranid, and I can appreciate that. What do you think?
Right, so the new Tyranid Prime. So where does he fall into the roster? Is he like a Hive Tyrant, or what is his?
I think he's just the leader of a group. He's the captain.
Right.
But he's not like if a bigger Tyranids are like tanks, he's just the captain. That's my assumption.
All right. I do like his model. I wasn't like super impressed with it when I first got a glance of it, scrolling through Instagram. Like, this also was someone who was released a bit further back, or at least teased. I like the way they handle his anatomy here, especially the big horn, like the classic I don't know how these beetles are called, but you probably know what I mean.
Yes.
Good.
Wait, what? The beetles?
Yeah, the beetle with these big horns.
Oh, a Hirschkäfer. Let me think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
They are like all the other beetles as well from these Hirschkäfer that have like just a horn. But apart from that, I don't find him particularly intriguing, actually. I don't actually like him that much, I said it. I don't like him.
What? Fucker. Don't do this to me.
I think the sculpt is, in my opinion, very close to the Vargeist, but it's kind of weird. It feels a bit like a kit bash to me.
Well, that's true. It's a Tyranid. It's a Tyranid Soulbright Gravelord kit bash. And like, well, I still like him more than most of the Space Marines will, simply because he looks unique, he looks different. I can proudly say I haven't seen this guy before. I would put them around the same range where I put the Phobos armor guy.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yes.
Alright, but apart from that,
we shouldn't talk about the Tyranids already.
We are going to have a look at the further releases, so I think the other Tyranids are going to really impress me. Yeah, and yes, I was right. Holy shit.
This one's my favorite so far. God dang.
Holy shit.
This is Mother Brain from Metroid. This is... Woo. What even is this?
This is the last thing you'll see on the battlefield. Holy shit. A Neurotyrant. So these are like the psychers of the... So in the Tyranid range, there are like... very good. There are Tyranids that have like psychic abilities. Yeah. And these are like these little ones right here. And this guy is like the overlord of these guys.
Oh.
So this is a Neurotyrant. I think he is some sort of like actual like maybe he might even be like an army commander, like an HQ model. Yeah, like, he looks a lot like the Zolanthrope, but
I think he's going to be their psyker, the librarian.
Yeah. So I think the differences are there. This is a hugely detailed sculpt, like holy shit.
Yeah.
Paint job also is immaculate. And I really love like the venom that he seems to sprout. There's also like a marine's head. What?
What? Where?
Down there.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
He's dead.
He is.
Gone.
Reduced to atoms.
Mm.
But yeah.
This is my favorite. He looks like this guy could. Okay, the little crown that surrounds the little halo-like crown thing that surrounds his brain is a very cool touch.
Yeah.
The fact that he has like an army of little brain tentacle thingies. Oh.
Yeah.
Just in general, he doesn't look like a traditional Tyranid. That's cool. He doesn't have
Yep.
a tactical rock as a rail, but he does have a tactical corpse apparently. Well, it's more like an industrial.
I mean, no, there's a rock mixed into there, but he has everything. Like, he's like tactical industrialism, tactical corpse.
The Tyranids don't get as many tactical rocks simply because their anatomy is already weird enough, so they cannot really assume some cool.
And they're not the tactical rocks are more like for the people that you want to relate to, right? The heroes or the big villains. And this guy is just. I mean, he doesn't need a tactical rock, to be honest. Holy fuck.
This thing is just the thing you encounter in a Dark Souls fight.
Yeah, this guy's like the last thing, as I said, you'll ever see. This guy's like Cthulhu.
You call Samus Aran when you see that thing, because this thing is just a Metroid. Another brain thingy.
Holy shit, yeah. Right, so extremely nice model. Neurotyrant. Screenshot is being taken. I think this guy outclasses the winged tyrant, 100-fold. But I mean, that's an unfair comparison. So I will not really make this comparison. But this guy is a really impressive sculpt.
Also, just good paint job.
Yeah, great job all around. Also, great angle from which to show it.
Okay, Screamer Killer. I think the photo angle is very unfortunately chosen. Like when I look at the summary, I see like a very big, very strong and bulky muscle guy who's about to lash out at some space marines. But when I look at this picture, he doesn't look that big. His pose is less cool, and quite frankly, has his cock out.
Yeah, let's go. He is the Tyranid version of Fuck It We Ball.
Hold on, Zolanthrope. Maybe the only reason why I like the Tyranids so much is because I haven't really taken a look at the old Tyranids.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I mean, the Space Marines do get a new range refresh every 4 years. The Tyranids get one every 20 years. So I think a range refresh for the Tyranids is just a bit more exciting.
Yeah. So, Azrael says that the model from before, the Neurotyrant, is like just an upgraded Zolanthrope to him.
I do not see the Zolanthrope. I don't know what that is. I tried googling it.
Zolanthrope. It's in the chat. How do you write it?
I googled that. Nothing came up.
What? Did they already delete the archives?
In that case, they would have. Wait, what? Huh? Okay,
he does exist. Most definitely.
When I Google it and I click on pictures, then I see pictures. But when I click on just search results, the only result I get is google.de, official gazette of the United States Patent Office.
Right. Okay.
Bizarre. Here, I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
Right.
Maybe you can like show it. This is every result that comes up when I Google Zolanthrope. For some bizarre reason.
What? This is fascinating.
No, you spelled it correct. When I click on pictures, I do get pictures.
This is everything he sees, by the way. So this is the result. Let's go. Okay. Okay, that's fascinating. But...
Well,
huh?
Well, I see the pictures at least, and I don't know, but the new model with the tentacle thing still looks very new and exciting to me.
Yeah. definitely. And I also wouldn't have like any problem if it actually was an upgraded Zolanthrope, because I think it makes sense. But enough about this model. He is very impressive, and I could probably talk about him for like half an hour. But going on to the Screamer Killer, this model.
Talk, bro. Did you code yourself?
This guy is. There's all, like Azrael said it in the chat. This guy looks a lot more familiar to the first generation of Tyranid models, which I definitely see, especially photographed from this angle. In the text below, it says that this is like a Carnifex, but a more aggressive version of the Carnifex, and the biggest version. So big, in fact, and scary, that he does get a tactical rock.
They share their data sheets on the other page.
Yeah.
He has 10 attacks, strength 10. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, makes sense, honestly. I wouldn't have...
10 attacks, strength 10 is so much. What? I find that insane.
I mean, he is a Carnifex, right? Like, aren't these guys supposed to be, like, rare and intimidating models?
That's true. One thing I have noticed is the little shell thingy on his head.
Yeah.
It really reminds me of a dreadlocks the Predator has from the movie.
Oh, yeah.
This guy looks, in my opinion, like the Predator from, well, the movie Predator.
Really?
I think that's interesting. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just gives me those vibes.
Oh, yeah. He also has the Chad face, I'm just recognizing.
I really like him. I just think the picture we are looking at right now is not really a good angle on him. But if we like ignore that, very cool model. Very cool.
Very cool. Classic look, but great execution.
Just like he will execute you.
Yeah. At least with this one, it's going to be quick, right? Just with the Screamer Killer.
The Screamer Killer. Let me see. Oh yeah, I mean.
Wait, what? Have you not been talking about the Screamer Killer this whole time?
No, I have been looking at the Screamer Killer, but for some reason I didn't realize that was his name. I forgot what his name was.
Okay. I just thought you were still talking about the Neurotyrant.
My brain sort of sorted him into the Carnifex category already. Von Ryan's Leapers. Oh.
Von Ryan's Leapers. So this is definitely an Imperial naming scheme.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, these guys are definitely...
What's up with their mouths?
These have really like the ant, face with the mandibles.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Do they have a buddy for leaping? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. They've got like the bug. I don't know. Knees, backward knees.
The bug knees.
I don't know what this bug is called in English. All right.
This is interesting. Like, I didn't have anything to say about the Space Marines.
Yeah.
The Flamer guys. I have too much to say about these guys. They are confusing. They overload my brain. I look at them and I don't know what I want to look at because, like, their mouths, their claws, their Tyranids, bodies.
See, I like this iteration of so these guys, as far as design is concerned, are like the little brothers of this guy, the Screamer Killer.
Yeah, I mean, they are mini Screamer Killers.
I like this iteration actually far more because they look so... First of all, they look far more dynamic, and they're also like way more finely sculpted, which I think is nice.
So what they remind me of is the Lictor of the Tyranids.
Oh, yeah, right.
If you look at the Lictor, I'm gonna send you a screenshot again. He looks awful. The Lictor of the Tyranids looks terrible, and if they are like his replacement, then thank you very much, he needed that.
This is, yeah.
So yes, I find this actually exciting. The Tyranids are actually getting like a proper fucking range refresh.
Hang on, I'm trying
Great.
to pull up
Oh,
the...
there is a Carnifex version called the Screamer Killer Brood.
What? So...
Yeah.
Huh? So this guy isn't the... Okay.
No, there's an old version. There's an
Ah.
old model.
Okay.
Um,
So this is the...
this one's called the Screamer Killer Brood. So maybe he's like very dead, or he's very update.
So this is the old version of these guys, and yeah, they made a great job. You know, the Hive Mind made a great decision in taking the hands away and just giving him another set of claws. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, also good on him for like fixing his posture somewhat.
yeah.
Well,
this guy's pull up. What do you say?
I like Von Ryan's Relievers. I think they're a bit over-designed. They have too much going on, in a way. But I do think they're neat.
I get what you mean with the over-design, but I think we're in this small scale, this is really endearing. And especially the paint job makes them really pop. The orange on the mandibles, holy moly. Great miniatures. Von Ryan Sleepers, great miniatures.
Painting them was gonna be a bit of a pain, though.
Nate Harry says, hi Brinkard. Hi Nate.
Brinkard, eh? We have already talked about the Termagants.
Yes.
So is there anything like... Yes, but there is something new to say. New Ripper Swarms.
Ah, yeah, right.
I'm a bit confused why Ripper Swarms are just a part of Tyranid Termagants. Like, why? Why are they not their own unit?
I think these are like... I think these are being handled like a bit like the Fanatics in Fantasy, or the... what's another ability? The one prince from the Tomb Kings who could like summon swarms of Scarabaeus when he dies.
Yeah.
So I think this is like an ability of them basically.
That's cool. Okay, if they're like Fanatics, that would be very cool.
That's what I think.
Your opinion on the new Ripper Swarm / Termagants? Because my opinion is they're like the Terminators. They don't look too different, but it's nice to have
back when we talked about them, you know, I had the same thing as with the Terminators. Like I didn't really see the difference, but I do appreciate the range refresh a lot.
Yes.
And the Ripper Swarms somehow still look like, you know, they could be some older models, even with the fresh sculpt and the paint job.
I just looked at the old Ripper Swarms and no, they definitely got upgraded. Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Send me a picture.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Yes, please. It's not often I ask guys for pictures.
The cropping is a bit shite, but you know.
That's alright. Oh yeah! Damn.
The old ones are almost cute in a way.
Yeah.
And the new ones, well, they're still cute, but they're more like, you know, I could get killed by this thing.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm pulling it up for the people in the stream. So this is the old Ripper Swarm.
They definitely got a refreshment. I'm happy for them. Still, not the most exciting reveal here.
I mean, yeah, as we already said, these guys are not really new. The Ripper Swarm is nice, neat. It's okay. Yeah. Screenshot is being taken, and then we move. I forgot the other guys. The Tyrants are so exciting, just as the first Space Marines, that I just forget to take screenshots. Damn it. So these guys are Von Ryan's Leapers.
Yeah, my tier list is taking shape.
Your tier list is taking shape. Extraordinary.
Going to take even more shape when you look at the next model.
Ooh. Termagants. Right.
That shit is fucking gross, and I love it.
Whoa, what? Neurogaunts? So this is some new infantry, huh?
I really like these. I don't know what they... Hold on.
Whoa.
Bodyguards for those who would focus with Synapse network and create ways.
This
so
makes
they're like the brain thingies bodyguards, I suppose.
yeah.
Ooh,
Damn. What?
very cool models. Very
These
cool.
looks extraordinary.
Yeah. They're a bit like, you know the Necrons that wear human skin?
Yeah, the flight ones, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they are the equivalent, the Terminator equivalent of that.
Somewhat, yeah. Interesting armor as well, like interesting carapace.
Yeah.
This is some really fresh design. Holy. Dang.
Yeah.
They look like you know what they look like? They look like normal Termagants, but you know, morphed and with a parasite on their back.
Yeah. I mean, they do have a parasite apparently, right?
Already?
No, wait. Parasitic.
Oh, yes, a symbiotic relationship with the parasitic neurocytes. So they actually are like basically the Neurotyrants chosen, if you want to say it like this.
Yeah. So, I don't know why the word Chaos Turnits comes to mind when I see these.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And when I look at these, I kind of want to paint them in like a crystal gemstone theming.
I get
Like,
why.
Give them a paint job that makes them look like they're crystallized. Maybe you could make a guide about that.
That's interesting idea. Oh, don't go for me. Any good ideas?
Yeah.
This is some nice new releases right here. Dang.
Absolutely.
Sweet. 10 out of 10. Gene Stealers with severe back problems. Nah, man. I mean, somewhat, yeah, but this is some novelty actually. They have like the Imperial, how are they called? The oh gosh. The navigators basically who can't see.
They're wearing a little brain slug on their backs, on their spine.
And they also have like their eyes covered. So
Ooh, like a
very
horde.
yeah. Very interesting. Cool.
Yes.
These are cool.
Very much appreciated.
Yes.
Barbgaunts.
The next release, right.
Barbgaunts. What are they? Those are like cannons, I think. The artillery is here.
Oh. So these are like... The first thing that these guys made me think of is like the old Elder weapon platform that the infantry can take with them, right?
Hold on, let me Google that.
Alright then, I'll be positive about them. They can act as new unit booster to flare up the army. Yeah, definitely. Like, these guys definitely flare up a Tyranid army. So, if you're a Tyranid player and you don't, are also not that impressed or that, enticed to buy the Termagants, yeah, the Neurogaunts will do it. The Neurogaunts will...
Oh, and the Neurogaunts also.
Huh?
The Barbgaunts, to me, look like they are carrying around boomboxes with them.
Boomboxes?
The Barbgaunts, not the Neurogaunts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Your stream is slightly delayed on my stream. So I say Barbgaunts and I see you scroll up due to the delay. No,
right.
They look like they're carrying boomboxes on the left shoulder. They're just, listening to their favorite tunes.
Interesting. They can actually kind of move the... Can they move the turret? No.
Oh.
Alright. No. The one on the middle looks like his head is like right under the barrel. But I think it's actually like on their shoulder more.
Yeah,
it's like a shoulder mounted weapon.
If you look at the upper page, it's on their shoulder.
Yeah. Interesting.
What is that blue stuff under their armor? It's gross.
Under their armor?
Yeah, under their shell.
You mean this?
The neck. Look at the one on the bottom left. Or the top left.
Yeah.
Like, what's his neck made of? Top left.
Yeah, it's delayed, man. I'm looking at the top left.
Sorry. It's infuriating seeing like you hover your mouse over the wrong model as I say something, and then I realize, wait a minute, it's just internet.
Alright,
like,
no. I see what you mean, yeah.
His neck is made out of blue spaghetti.
Yeah, he can, like, he has great maneuverability. Like, he never has to visit a chiropractor for a snack because it's virtually impossible to get
Gross.
something caught up in there. Barbgaunts, cool. Right. A strange fusion of Gaunt, Biocannon, and Ganglioparasite. So I guess this right here is the Ganglioparasite. Like the extra brain and this thing. So these are like the mandibles. These are the mandibles. Oh.
What?
Yeah. Like when you look back to the leapers, right? Their mandibles that they have, the tentacles coming out of their mouth.
Yeah. Oh.
This is like the thing on their back is the parasite with its own brain.
Yeah.
And he's forcing his tentacles into the head of a normal Termagant, and then also attaching a biocannon to his left shoulder.
Okay.
So this is like a 3-in-1. It's like the 8-bound but for Tyranids.
You're right. Okay.
Holy shit. Right.
Huh.
Yeah, even Astrator says this is cool. Let's go.
Yeah. It looks very painful. I don't know.
Hightower says he envies their necks. I think after this discovery, you don't anymore, am I right? Sheesh, yeah. Man.
It's less like you have a cool neck and more like out of your mouth comes another head.
Bro.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, this makes them actually even more cool.
Yes.
Great miniatures. But I do actually have nothing more to say about them.
Then let's move on to the final release.
The final reveal?
Of the Tyrants, yes. I mean, they did have a lot already.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Tyrant reveals, and unlike the Space Marine reveals, none of the Tyrant reveals were like boring. There was something new to see for pretty much everything. And now we are looking at the fucking Sarlacc pit from Star Wars, except it's walking around.
Oh! Psychopahge. Holy shit, this looks like a tick gone wild. Bruh.
I like the separated Space Marine arm.
Yeah. They even like sculpted the little flesh on his shoulder. But
oh yeah.
Ugh.
Tick's gone wild, but yeah.
Dude.
This thing, yeah, it will eat you. I can see that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This is like one chomp. It's like when Davy Jones, not Davy Jones, Jack Sparrow jumps into the Kraken at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean.
I feel so vindicated right now. I always thought that the things on a Tyranid's back look like a chimney.
Yeah.
Like an industrial chimney. And this thing actually has industrial chimneys on its back. Yes, let's go. I was right all along. Game Workshop sees it. And apparently the stuff that comes out of a chimney is a weapon, so...
Yeah, this makes sense. Is it like spores or something? Or like...
Psycho-corrosive ash.
Psycho-corrosive. Like, anytime anything Warhammer related is, being brought into the universe and it's new, it's like also bring a whole dictionary of new words. Like, what the actual hell is psycho-corrosive ash? Like, I understand each part of this word individually, but I don't know what this conglomeration means.
Yeah. I mean, apparently these things are the anti-psychers, which is weird. Like, when I think, what weapon would we use to counter enemy psychers? I wouldn't think, let's send them a gigantic tick.
Yep.
With an octopus head.
Yep.
But sure, whatever you think. I think it's very interesting that both sides definitely have models that counter the other side.
Yeah.
Like, the Space Marines had their flamer guys for anti-horde, but the Tyranids have their gigantic punchy dudes for anti-armor. And then there's this guy who counters the Librarian, but the Space Marines have also their own counters to the Space Marine stuff, to the Tyranid stuff. There's definitely a dynamic in this box.
Yeah, so the box is very well rounded. I'm pretty confident in saying that this is the largest, start collecting dual army like
Well,
that's ever been there.
what I think is going to happen
Hmm?
is they're going to release a release box which has all of this,
Yeah.
and then they're going to split these up into 3 separate boxes.
Yeah.
Like they always do, you know? It's
Free.
going to be a small... Yeah, for example, if you go to Games Workshop's web store right now and look up Indomitus, that was the Necron box, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Yeah. Indomitus was the Necron box.
That here. There's 3 boxes. There's the... Well, it's in German right now, so sorry, but there's the Elite Edition, the Recruit Edition, and the Commander Edition.
Oh,
The
okay.
Recruit Edition.
I thought what I thought you were going on about is that they're going to bring out this box.
Yeah.
And then 2 sets like containing each army individually if you just want the army. But I know what you now mean. Like this is the largest pack you can get. Okay, this makes this. Yeah, definitely.
What I think is going to be, they're going to release 3 separate editions again: a Commander version, an Elite version, and a Recruit version. And like each box will have a separate, different big Tyrant. Like maybe the Recruit edition will be the Tick versus the Librarian. The Elite version will be the Brain versus the Terminators, and then the Command edition will also have a Screamer Killer. I think that's what we're gonna do. Because that way they can force people who didn't get the release box to buy 3 separate starting boxes.
Oh yeah, right. Oh
I'm
shit!
just talking about that.
You're probably right.
Well,
So even more reason for you and JD to split the box, huh?
yeah, we should probably do that. Hey, maybe JD will buy the box twice, and you can get also your turns and, like, paint
Like he did with Indomitus. That was kind of insane, yeah.
Oh yeah, you never painted your Necrons, didn't you?
I never painted them, no. No,
I forgot
that's
about that.
that was because of popular vote. Like I put it up for
yeah.
vote. Should I paint the Necrons or the Luminev? And people,
Well, did you paint the Luminev?
yeah, I did.
Okay, you
Like
painted one.
okay, I painted 2 sets. Yeah, I painted 2 sets.
Okay. Well, anyways, pessimism aside, I think the models in this box set are awesome. I'm
Yeah.
really excited about those Tyranids. And frankly, I want to see you paint them, but you know.
Hmm. Hey, if
probably won't.
I will probably not get them myself, but if the occasion arises that I can get my hands on them, even just to paint them. I mean, I did this with JD's models as well. Like he got the miniatures and I just painted them and made a video of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I'm gonna get the Tyranids, I kind of want to paint them myself.
Yeah. Can you give me like one of the Neurogaunts to?
Maybe I can trade the Tyranids against the Necron. I don't know. Let's see. We'll see.
Emperor says guy's got too much money on his hand, even if he can pack stuff like that, not gonna lie.
Pack stuff?
Pack stuff, I also don't mean. Pack stuff?
I don't know what that means. I would never spend money on anything like this. Here's the thing. I'm only willing to buy this because I'm going to split the models with a friend. I'm only going to pay half the price. And I'm gonna get my minis for like a pretty decent price in my opinion. Yeah. And my friend's going to get his half of a box, and I think everyone's gonna be happy. I wouldn't buy this for the full.
This is the same thing that I did when I started with Warhammer. Like, get a friend, get an army like a box set like this with 2 different armies. Yeah. Agree on who gets what. Yes. Though I did kind of pull the short end with the Blood Isle.
I didn't know you did a lot with your high elves.
Yeah, I did a lot with my high elves, but I got 16 models and he got 45. So this is already kind of extreme, but the Blood Island thing was that was really extreme.
But generally, I would say like the very basic starter boxes for 40k, they tend to be pretty good actually.
Yeah.
That's like the most I actually think Games Workshop is pretty good at like hooking new players because their start collecting boxes and their these starter boxes, they tend to be very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a bit weird that they are removing start collecting boxes from the assortment.
The one
Like,
thing
make
that
something more expensive.
the one thing that I'm currently thinking about is, you know, for us established players, this box set is amazing, right? Because you really get like 2 huge armies either way you split them. But maybe for a newcomer this could be kind of intimidating. Yes, the Tyranids are easy to paint if you know what you're doing, and even if you don't know what you're doing, like base code wash, you're done. But I'm actually wondering if the size of this army could maybe intimidate newcomers.
That's why they're going to split it into 3 separate boxes afterwards.
Oh yeah, you're right. Of course. Yeah,
I'm predicting that like they're gonna have a lead, a recruit, and a commander version. And I also think every box will have a different big Tyranid. So they can be like, oh, you want all the Tyranids? Well, you will have to buy 2 boxes then. Ooh.
I mean, I can also imagine that, like, you know, you get like the basic version has like the Infernus Squad and one of the lieutenants against the Termagants and the kill guy or whatever, Screamer Killer. He's actually not on here, is he? No.
What?
No, there he is. I'm just blind.
He's like in the center.
Yeah. I was looking straight at him as I said this. And like the second box set gets like the Sternguard Veterans and the captain plus the older. So I think they're going to scale it up, and this is actually one of the largest box set. Also, quickly off topic, Azrael is saying that he wants to make his Dark Angels look mythical. Absolutely no problem bringing that in here, as we already talked about this so much.
No, how dare you?
I think, yeah, definitely, go for this. I think the Dark Angels really lean into a more mythical paint job, and I definitely also think that you can pull this off. You have also like a great thing going already, and I think with a little more refining, you can definitely do something like that. Right, but back to this box.
Hold on, let me think.
Yeah.
The recruit version is probably gonna be Termagants and the winged dude.
Oh yes.
Are in it.
Yeah.
Versus flamer guys. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The elite version is probably going to be like the Screamer Killer and like the elite Tyrant models plus the Necro. No, the Necros will definitely go with the brain.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the elite box might be the previous one that you said against the Librarian and the Sternguard Veterans on the Space Marine side, plus the Screamer Killer, the Leapers, and the Boombox guys. And the full box is what we are looking at right here, so like the general edition or whatever.
Yes. Well, I think it's cool. I think this will...
Right. One more thing for everybody who thinks he might want to get this, but who wants to like wait for whatever reason. The one thing I've learned with Games Workshop pricing, especially for their starter boxes, when they have a reasonable price, they won't stay at that price. Like even next month, this could get way out of hand. When they started Horus Heresy, the Horus Heresy in the beginning cost 150 euros for the whole starter set, which was possibly one of the best price values ever from Games Workshop. And now it's around like 230, I think. 230 euros, 240 euros, somewhere in that regard.
Insane.
So if you want to get a starter box like this, and they're bringing it out on like a reasonable price, although this is going to be expensive, like this box we're looking at right here, this composition is going to be expensive just because it is so much. But if you even think for a second, oh, this is fairly priced, it will not stay at this price. Like a month after that, it's already going to be like 20 bucks more, at least. Yeah. So if you want to get this, better get this early. I'm not paid by Games Workshop to do this, but if you're just after the models,
this is not a compliment for Games Workshop. It's...
Yeah. Games Workshop is really insidious with their pricing. The only reason why I got the Age of Darkness box for myself is because I got it really cheap via, I think, eBay. But that was like stroke of luck.
Yes. Anyway, we should probably move on. We've been here for eternities. I think we can skip the book and cards, right?
So you mean further down?
Well, the second category is actually just the rulebook and shots from the rulebook. Games Workshop agents spotted. Yeah, you've been paid off. What happened?
No, I swear, guys. Hashtag for the fans.
I am this guy's friend, and I can confirm. Yep, he has been paid off by Games Workshop.
Let's say this. After all we've been through, you tell them that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a secret, but sad but true. Anyways, yeah, okay, the lore doesn't really have anything in its page, apart from some artwork.
Yeah, okay. Then we don't need this. Leviathan, the lore, nothing to there's nothing to discuss about, so we can skip that. And that's actually it for Warhammer 40k. So, all in all, big releases, very cool. Some are kind of letting us down, but all in all, great releases, especially on the Tyrant side. Great range refresh.
And that was the big...
Hightower says he can confirm that too. How dare you?
Get decimated.
It actually got unsubscribed this reported good day, so no. Oh gosh, hashtag ad. Shame. No, my entire career goes down the drain in this single live stream. Please don't. Oh gosh. Alright. Moving on. Warhammer Underworlds. Word Hollow. The Headman's Curse. So this is going to be interesting, as none of us play Underworlds, but the miniatures for Underworlds are usually amazing.
Yes, and I'm confused at one of our models, but I do quite like them.
Alright.
I think they are a bit basic, but then again, so are all the Nighthaunt models. That's kind of a charm, frankly. But they're very easy to paint, and a bit basic for that, but hey, that's great.
Yeah.
The one thing that confuses me is, what is the guy with the candles on his back carrying around with him?
He is... Good point.
Is that an anvil? Is he chained to an anvil?
He didn't get the sword out of the stone, so he just carries the entire thing.
Yeah. Honestly, there's not much to say about these guys. They're Nighthounds.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They're nice.
Solid 6 or 7 out of 10s, but
Yeah. This one is... my favorite one is the guy who doesn't show his face.
Mm.
That's probably most because of the amazing paint job that they made for this one. But also from the sculptor, I like this one a lot.
I think the problem is we just looked at like all the new reveals for 40k, and now these guys are coming in, and it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
But
what's up, guys?
Further down below, what's there?
Further down below, we have Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wait, this is the entire Word LotR? Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, as I said, it's very...
Alright, okay, it's just one, alright, okay. Yeah, okay. It's okay.
40k
right.
is the only real big reveal today, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's fine, that's fine.
Right, Middle-earth, get off the road.
Oh, that is...
actually
very cool.
Damn, so they just... Whoa.
Actually very cool. I also like how you can separate all of these. Unfortunately, it's a lot of a real... if you scroll further down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a Lord of the Rings reveal, so this is going to be terribly overpriced, but it's a cool sculpt, and it's a very unique sculpt too.
Yeah. Great detail as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
This is golden demon bait. Now that I
Yeah. Yep.
Games Workshop is 100% like saying, hey, you want to like do a golden demon thing? Do this one.
Yep. Oh, you're thinking about making a diorama? Oh, we got you, bro. We got you, homie.
Here, you take this. Absolutely.
The sculptors need a raise, not the company. Yeah. The people at Games Workshop are horribly underpaid, from what I've gathered.
Yeah.
What I think, but coming back to the miniature itself, the diorama, is that it's highly detailed, yet still retaining the sense of the Lord of the Rings miniatures. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have their distinct style that still carries through with this one.
Especially the hobbits feel very old school.
Yeah.
And like every hair and every part of a tree is sculpted.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hopefully it won't be too expensive.
Yeah, so everyone who wants to get this, all the best for you. I'm probably not going to cover this as, my Lord of the Rings stuff is not why you're here, probably. Emperor Hightower says, not gonna lie, I keep forgetting that GW also makes Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah, I did that too. I thought the scene was quite dead. I think we talked about this once, that Games Workshop is just putting out new Lord of the Rings stuff so they don't lose the license. But I've talked with a few people online who play Lord of the Rings, strategy game, and they say the scene is actually very much alive and even, even expanding to new people. They have like their own tournaments and so on. But very interesting that even though we're so intertwined with Games Workshop and all they're doing, that I never see like the Lord of the Rings like anywhere, like in tournaments or so on. Like this is like their own bubble.
Very niche.
Yeah, we are already pretty niche, but this is the niche in the niche.
I don't know. I would say 40k isn't really that niche anymore.
Yeah, it's not anymore, but the fact that Lord of the Rings, the tabletop game, gets less attention than Warhammer nowadays.
Yeah,
that's interesting. They've been trying that.
The last one.
Hang on.
Never mind.
Have you? Quick question. Have you made screenshots for your tier list?
Yes. My tier list is almost done.
Already? Oh damn.
Yeah. Let's see it once again.
Thanks for keeping it family friendly.
Yes.
The last thing, Warcry. I have high hopes for this. Please do not just be. Oh shit! Okay, I see the artwork already. Damn, what?
So, first of all, they are actually just copying the whole. Oh, our Space Marines wear skulls as their helmet for the Stormcast.
Yeah.
Except this actually looks like a real skull and not like just a helmet.
Yeah.
To be like a skull. But like, the Stormcasts, in my opinion, aren't the exciting thing here. No, what really excites me... I mean, the Stormcasts are cool. They have a cool stuff. I like the Lantern Woman. I like Stormcast in general. I like the Skull Dude. But no. What really excites me here are the ghouls. Because those ghouls...
Yeah,
so probably the coolest and greatest ghouls they've revealed, they've shown so far.
One more thing I want to say about the Stormcast is they actually, like, if you look at the details, they show, like, each of those shows more personality that we're usually used to by the Stormcast.
Yeah.
Which I think is great, but also, kind of the whole thing that Warcry is about, so I don't know if I can get them brownie points for this one. But yeah, the Stormcasts kind of suffer from the fact that they are really looking just like one another.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, somewhat even worse than Space Marines. Which is certainly saying something.
I'm not sure if I agree with that, but, well... I do like the weapons they have. I like the sword. I like the skull. I like the lantern. I like the hammer. but the Stormcast themselves look a bit A. But then I look at the ghouls, and the ghouls are actually like the best ghouls they've made yet.
Now we've had me. Oh, what have we here?
You can see it, eh?
This is. I've already got kind of excited when I saw the artwork, but this you followed it through, yeah. Oh dang. Okay, first ghouls. Like, let's go through them individually.
What is the first ghoul?
The one with Gollum next to it. The Chad and Gollum.
Like Gollum. Okay,
The Chad and Gollum.
Yes, I see it.
So. Oh gosh! I wanted to talk about his halberd, how this is like, you know, watch Captain Halgrim's halberd. But then I see that this thing is embedded into his arm, like instead of his hand.
Oh, yeah!
And then I look, you know, further down below, want to talk about his coat and how he has like hands as ornaments.
It's made of human skin and he has bone armor.
It is into his flesh again.
Oh.
It's literally gripping into his flesh and becoming like part of this weird symbiotic exoskeleton. Same as with this bone right here. And even with his mask, like it's embedded into his skull.
Oh yeah.
This guy is metal as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, this guy goes hard.
And also, like, you know, the lore for ghouls says that they all are delusional and think they're like great knights in shining armor. So this guy totally feels like a hero. Right now.
Definitely.
He's like, yeah.
He's also like got this nice portion on the left side with the large protective raised armor part.
Yeah, tactical skeleton, tactical corpse again.
Yeah, tactical corpse, of course.
Yeah.
And the little golem is also quite nice.
Ooh.
Okay, next slide. Right.
I don't know what that is, but I love it. They're like monkey ghouls.
Yeah. These are like chimpanzees gone wrong. Again, with the bones through their heads. What's wrong with Games Workshop?
Yeah.
What? Is the lower one, are his feet like nailed to one another?
What?
Or is this just the angle? Because I
think it's just him jumping around.
But the left foot has like this thing.
You know, it's just this pose. It's just this pose.
But still, dang.
I think this is the first like monster model the ghouls get to, which is how I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
I found the ghoul range so far very boring.
Yeah.
But these guys, if all ghouls were like that, I would really like them.
These guys are crazy. Funny how, remember when we, back at Adepticon, looked at the Chaos warband?
Yeah.
And we also said like this one guy who was like a dog, basically.
Yeah.
So again, it's the dogs that are amazing. Like, what's up with that?
I thought the same thing. Like, it's always the furries. It's always the
furry bait.
Yeah.
Right. Next.
Yeah. This more.
Yeah.
If I ever see a furry who's into this thing, then I'm gonna accuse him of necrophilia or something.
Right.
Well.
So
there's basic infantry models.
Yeah, these are the ghouls that we're used to.
Yes.
They've updated the sculpt, definitely. Put in some more details, which is very nice. But these are like the classic ghouls, especially with the paint job. They really have this nostalgic feeling, which is alright. Definitely.
Yes. They still look way better than the old models of ghouls.
Like, this first slide with, like, the first three guys of the infantry, they still have this, like, you know, classic, more nostalgic feeling. But the next slide, these guys, like the last three, they're definitely the newer ghouls, which, yeah, very nicely done. Again, through there. Why, guys, don't do this. Do not put your bone, put another person's bone through your own bone. These guys are boned.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. Okay, those were all the reveals. Oh shit, I didn't screenshot the ghoul box yet. Actually I'm gonna make...
That's all the reveals. Holy moly.
Yes. Let me make screen. Oh, I'm actually done. Man, we've talked for too long apparently because
We've been talking for like 1.5 hours. So
1.5. We started at 6:30, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 1 and 40 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
All right. So it's time. If this truly were all the releases, and it certainly seems so, then it's now time for the tier list. Let's go.
Oh no! I just realized something.
What did you realize?
I'm gonna have to like.
Where's my tier list?
I'm gonna have to roughly fit it in there. Otherwise, I would have to like. You'll see when I send the picture to you.
What? Where's my tier list? I sent myself a picture of a tier list. Now I can't find it anymore. Hang on. Tierlist time. Tierlist time. If I find it. Ah yeah, okay, that is.
They're very imbalanced.
Inquisitor says, I apologize for the delay. Hey man, I'm just glad you're here, honestly. So thanks for coming. Asriel says, put everything in F tier. Jeez, Asriel, what's wrong?
Asriel is fucking pissed.
He's mad.
Yeah.
Are you alright, man?
Asriel had a very bad day today.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were you expecting?
So, hang on, I'm trying to do this. Right. Okay. Following. How about this? I take Theinrich and put him to me and then flip him the other way.
Wow.
Yeah. Pro streamer right here. I even
Should I just send you a picture of my tier list or should we?
We can just talk through them, I think.
I mean, I'm gonna send you a picture now.
Right.
Like
first. Now it's only a question of if I can do this as I thought. I actually didn't test this.
Yes, can you like flip my picture around? I'm unfortunately too lazy to just move. Yes, thank you. With an angry mob, yeah. Azrael was out for blood today in chat.
So the first... Hang on. How do I do this effectively?
I don't
know. Hang on, please. Please hold the line. The first miniature that gets to be judged is the Captain in Terminator armor.
Hold on, give me.
If I find him.
Captain in Terminator armor. Yes.
Yes. So, this guy.
Yes.
Where did you put him?
C tier.
C tier.
C tier.
Dang.
Yes.
What?
What's up? What's your opinion?
I think actually B tier.
B tier. Why?
Yeah. I think he looks good. I think he has a pose as dynamic as it gets for someone in Terminator armor, and especially with all of the ornaments and with the extra halo and the fact that he's standing on a Tyrant corpse. I think he has got a lot of things going for him.
My problem is I have a lot of B tiers. And then I have a lot of C tiers.
Right.
So I think if I were to put this guy in C tiers, I don't know. I feel like B tier would be just too crowded. So I wouldn't be willing to put him into B tier.
I mean, that kind of sounds like a you problem.
Maybe, but there's a lot
Kitch
of
says
B
all
tiers.
Space Marines in D tier. Yes. As he's saying that, the chat is of course invited to shout their opinions as well.
Yes, shout your opinions. I'm not gonna listen to them. C tier for the captain.
C tier for the captain.
But this is your tier list, so put him into B tier.
I'm going to put him into B tier. A bit awkward, shit. I didn't test this out enough.
I really don't understand what you're doing. What's happening right now?
This is a picture of the tier list right here. And this is a picture of the Terminator chaplain that I tried to squeeze down as tightly as I could.
But why didn't you just... How do you have a tier list opened?
It's literally a picture that I downloaded.
Do you have like a image editing program? Wow.
No. Not on
you
my...
couldn't have done this less elegantly. Alright.
Yeah, I know. I tried it. The thing is, tier maker for some reason doesn't really work for me. I don't know why. And so I have to resort to this.
Open a text document then and do it for text now in a text document now.
Nah, that's cringe. I try this.
Okay.
Good
luck.
Okay,
Let's
great.
make it so that this is going to be your tier list, and I already have mine done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say B, Theinrich says C because his B tier is too crowded, which is a very educated thing to say.
Yes.
Who's the next one? Librarian and Terminator armor.
A tier.
Please tell me that I can open this guy. Yes, okay, I can.
Aita, what's your opinion? Where do you put the captain and where do you put the librarian?
You say A tier, I say you're right. Oh god.
Actually, he's my top of the A tier. Best model that isn't an S.
Yeah. The thing is, I am still not that fond of him because of the whole Space Wolf kind of aesthetic and the elvish runes. I don't know what's up with that. I'm really going to need a lot of lore explanation to justify all of this.
I don't really see the Space Wolf influence here.
Look at the Space Wolf. Look at the Rune Priest. Look at his model.
Rune Priest. That's a dwarf. Hold on. Space Wolf Rune Priest. Ah, there it is. No, I don't see it.
What?
At least not with the first picture.
Okay. But all that aside, I still think that he's a great miniature, and especially with Space Marines, I pretty much welcome everything that makes them stand out a little bit more. So, yep, A tier I think is justified.
Oh boy, you have 2 miniatures in there already, and it's already a mess.
It's already hideous, yeah.
How it will look at the end. Okay, next one should be the Phobos Lieutenant, right? No, the Doctor.
The Doctor.
Apothecary.
The Apothecary Biologis.
Yes.
Is in what?
A B tier.
B tier.
B tier. Actually, slightly overrated him. Hold on.
Yeah, actually, I think so.
He's still B tier though, but like I put him above a couple of models who.
I personally would put him into C tier actually. He has a nice. Oh god. He has a nice sculpt, but.
Yes.
Hang on, I'm trying to think about if I can maybe do this differently. This isn't so great.
Why? Okay, for some reason I put the Ghouls into my Tyrant folder.
Can I just...
Where did I put the... There they are. Alright. Ghouls.
Make your own template, let's go.
So, okay.
I'm trying out tier maker. Yeah, Among Us, why not? Description of templates. Nice. For some reason you need to do all of this.
The captain has been buried on my screen.
Yeah, I know. Can I just do this, please? You must be logged into create. Tier Maker is such a shit website. I don't get it. It actually infuriates me how difficult they make it to just make a tier list. Like, jeez. All right. I'm just going to have to work with this. I'm going to brute force this whole thing.
All right.
Apothecary, let's go. For everybody wondering in the chat, what is now? The Terminator captain has transformed. So the Terminator captain is in B tier.
Yeah.
The Apothecary is in C because he is not really that new, and the Librarian is in A tier. Let's go.
I put Apothecary into low C tier because I like his container, and I think he stands out more than the Terminator captain. Alright, next up, Phobos armor, high B tier. In fact, highest B tier.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I agree. He's not, he is special in his own right, but he's not that special.
Yeah. But he is still very cool. B tier for me.
B tier.
B tier.
B tier. Oh god, I'm never going to put the space marines.
Your free models in.
Right, next one is...
I think the Terminators.
Yes, you're right.
What the fuck is that? Wait.
The Terminator, the captain just started crying. Okay, he's not fond of what I'm doing here.
Can he get much higher? He can't.
No, he can't.
Yeah.
A is all he's gonna get.
Okay. Terminators. For me, they are C tier, right below their captain.
I think they deserve B tier.
Okay.
The reason I think they deserve this is because I think this range refresh was a long time coming and they executed well. I think they're being carried by the paint job again, but B tier I think is fair.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta update my... I'm gonna send you an updated version of my tier list.
You can send me this at the end. Like,
yes.
I'm not that fussed about it.
Mine's also chaotic, but mine's not that chaotic. Okay. Sternguard, D tier.
Sternguard Veteran, yep, D tier.
Good that we agree on this.
Yeah, actually, this is I think this is the most agreeable we've been so far with our tier lists.
Kitsch is saying, Brink, I love your content, my friend, but crop and resize tools are free image editing application.
He basically says to me, my brother in Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with him, this is the worst tier list you've ever made.
Oh god, it's good. Yeah, it is. But you know what? I'm just going to brute force this whole thing. I'm doing it like the Inquisition would do. Ezra likes it, so you know what, Kitsch? But you're definitely right. I am going to look up a tool that will handle this a lot more eloquently. I thought I was doing so well with making a screenshot of everything and so on. I thought I was so prepared, and now this. Right. Well done.
Anyways,
but yeah, D tier. The old ones. This is actually a case of that the old ones looked better.
Yeah.
You can. The Apothecary is in C tier, by the way.
You're right. Okay, here's the thing. The Sternguard are the only models I have in D tier.
Oh.
And the Flamer guys are the only models I have in E tier.
Really?
Do you see why B and C tier are overpopulated now?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Anyways, yeah, Flamer guys in E tier, they're so boring and uneventful, unremarkable. Don't give a shit. I'm wondering
if I should even... Nah, I think E tier would be a bit harsh for the Sternguards. So, yeah, but E tier definitely for the Infernus Squad.
Pitch wants a Vine Boom sound. Unfortunately, we're on a Discord call, not in a server, but in a private call. Otherwise, I could actually use the Discord soundboard.
Kitsch is actually saying something really interesting because I tried setting this up with some sort of sound effects that I could use. Unfortunately, the most efficient way to do this would be with a streaming deck, and I don't have one of those yet. But considering the kind of content that I want to expand to, this might be a good thing to get.
Damn, the Sternguard is the first unit where Azrael is more positive than I am. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, Sternguard and Flamer Boys are the units I'm the harshest on this presentation. I think they were the most boring models here.
Oh damn, okay, yeah, Azrael is actually for C. Now, the reason I think we give them D tier is because because the old ones did look that much better. From a lore kind of perspective, I can really say what you mean. I can really see what you mean when you say they should be kind of C tier. I think this whole thing, they are pretty lore accurate.
Yeah.
But it still is kind of a shame that they are as they are.
Yeah.
So I think that's just it's bittersweet.
Oh, Hightower just wrote something to me. Sorry, Inrik. That sounds like a skill issue. First of all, never call me Inrik again.
Let's go, I'm not the only one being roasted today.
Anyway.
I mean, this tier list is more like the borderline skill issue here, but let's just...
Yeah.
Let's just...
And I see you also already put down the Flamer guys, which is good.
Yeah. The Dreadnought, I think, is the last Space Marine.
I put him to C tier because, like, the old Dreadnought was definitely way worse. And I think I can see why the new Dreadnought needed to exist. So I put him right where the Terminators were. The good range refresh, but not that exciting tier.
I actually think they should be in... I think the Dreadnought should be in B tier, which is something that you're definitely not going to agree with me. But I think they did a great job at, scaling him up the right way. And just as with the Terminators, I think this refreshment was a long time coming. I'm actually surprised that it took this long. Yeah. And differently to the Apothecary in C tier, this miniature is actually completely new. Like, the Apothecary already existed basically as he is right now.
Yeah, I'm in B tier now.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrant reveals.
Yes. Beginning with the winged guy. I literally called him winged guy.
Don't you fucking dare put him below the Dreadnought.
Okay, now it's going to be interesting. I don't know why I don't like him. I actually don't know.
Place him.
E tier. No, I'm just kidding.
Place him.
Bruh. Yeah, where do I put him? What does chat say? C or B tier? Just type it in, just one letter is fine. C or B tier for the winged Tyrant. What do you say? I guess...
Oh, someone already wrote B. That's great.
Cheeky. I mean, so far it's the only opinion, so you can't. Oh no. Orcs S tier for all of them. Ezra says E, Kitsch says S. Okay.
That cancels each other out. Oh, Emperor says B. Well.
Oh.
No.
Shit.
There we go.
It is B then. Actually, F tier.
Reluctant. Then put him into C tier if you don't want him there.
Nah, the thing is, I get what he's trying to achieve, and
it's a classic case of you toss a coin. While you toss it, you think, oh, I really hope the coin lands on C. That's what you sound like right now.
The thing is, I would have definitely put him in C tier, but if so,
yeah, then put him into C tier. It's your tier list.
No. I respect other people's opinion, actually, somewhat.
Okay.
Oh gosh, can I please just... Okay. So,
you can't actually not see the captain anymore.
I tried to place it so that you can still read who's where. I think I would have put him into C tier, but I don't know why. So I put him into B.
I love how your Apothecary just temporarily turned into a fucking...
Into warning sign, yeah.
Life leak disclaimer.
Inquisitors with me in C tier, but I think B tier might actually be more appropriate, especially because the Tyranids had such a hard time getting new models. So I still think he's kind of boring, but...
Put him to C tier, Ben. Put him to C tier, I mean. Put him to C. Inquisitor said C. You have to respect his opinion.
But Hightower said B. And you also said B.
Alright, moving on.
I'm putting in between things. So, are you happy now? No, nobody sees anything anymore.
I'm not happy about your tier list at all.
Okay, I'm putting in the seat.
Screamer Killer. Do I have... Where's the Scream? Oh, there he is. A tier.
The Screamer Killer. Oh. He looks very classic. Like...
Is that a bad thing?
Not exactly, but... He just doesn't look that impressive to me. I don't know. I mean, considering his sculpt, he definitely should be in D tier. You know what I mean?
Can you really put him to C tier for nice cock, you know?
Yeah.
Or in B tier for balls, but I don't think he has those.
Nah, he doesn't have those, definitely not. The Screamer Killer is this one. I would also say C tier actually, because he doesn't look that impressive to me. Probably when I look at him in the old, remember when we talked about the range for the Gene Stealer cults, and
Yeah.
we were looking at the drill and we're like, all right, okay, not that impressive. But then we saw the size comparison and we were like, holy shit, that is a huge model.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably going to be the same with this guy. The Screamer Killer looks very large. But again, I don't think he's that... Apart from his size, he's not that impressive.
Alright, you fool. Where did you put the brain?
The Neurotyrant.
The brain.
Well, the brain is my S tier, I think.
Yes, S tier.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's also something I pretty much unanimously said in the saw in the chat, that most people would place him into S tier. I can't even place him into S tier properly.
Ezra writes, this piss ant is angry. What is he talking about?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
But
Can't place him higher than this. Can we get much higher? No, we can't. I'm going to place him here in the corner. This is our S tier. The Neurotyrant definitely is S tier. Amazing sculpt, amazing miniature as a whole. I just really like it.
Yeah.
So next, I think is it the Tick or the Termagants? The Termagants,
No, I
right?
think it's the last one.
Alright.
I think the Leapers were the next one.
The Termagants. Oh yeah, the Leapers, you're right. Yeah, the Leapers.
Sorry. You can tell how I'm slowly falling apart. I've talked for too long.
The Leapers are my A. I think they deserve A tier.
Really? I put them to C tier for some reason.
What? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought they were cool, but like, they are my absolute highest C tier, to be fair. Basically, I see them the same way I see the Captain. I think they're cool and I think they're well executed, but I'm not too excited about them.
Nah.
I put them next to the Captain, yeah.
I think that they have a great sculpt, like very delicately made, very dynamic poses. I mean, the paint job kind of influences the judgment on a more subconscious level.
Maybe it's the paint job.
I think as a sculpt they are amazing. I think A tier is...
Okay.
I think A tier is right.
Termagants. I put them right next to the Terminators and the Dreadnought, C tier. They are a good update, but they're just an update.
What am I doing? Hang on. I need to organize my tier list. Right. So, you... what?
Termagants.
The Termagants.
Yes, they're an update for sure.
Yeah.
But not too exciting. Like the Terminators and the Dreadnought. I think they are. It's good that they exist, and I really... What are you doing in your tier list? But yeah, they... Termagants. C tier.
I think, yeah. That's actually something I can agree with. I was thinking about giving them, like, the B tier, because, the range refresh for the Tyranids is that badly needed. But at the same time, I are not that... Like, I have the same as as you did with the Terminator, so yeah.
You
CDOs.
really tell that you're just not a big Tyrant fan.
I
mean, I get it.
I like the Tyranids, but I'm just not that...
like the faction in general.
What?
The faction... whatever.
Okay.
Forget everything I said.
Okay, I always do. Every time we speak, I start with a clean slate.
Yeah. Necrogaunts.
Neurogaunts.
Neurogaunts. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Are they? Hold on.
Yeah. Already forgot their name, right?
I accidentally closed my... But wasn't there like a thing called the Necrogaunt?
No.
Oh, the Neurogaunt. Oh. Huh.
Right. I'd put them into the A tier, just like the Leapers.
True. Me too.
Hang on. Oh god.
Huh?
That was wrong. My tier list is falling apart.
It's been falling apart for a while.
Some of the guys got buried. That's a loss I can live with.
It's interesting how we completely agree about... it's funny how we completely agree on like the brain Tyranids and completely disagree on every other Tyranid.
Basically, yes, yeah. But like, yeah, the Neurogaunts are just the far more interesting Termagants in terms of design. So I think
more interesting Termagants. I agree.
Apart from them being like, realistically speaking, they could even be somewhat S tier, but I think that would be a bit high for the kind of unit they represent.
Yeah. Boombox, guys. What's your opinion?
Boombox, guys. Let's see, the Barbgaunts, or how they are called. Where are they? Hang on, I need the picture. I lost them.
You lost the picture?
Yeah, I think I did. Did not save them? That might actually be the... no, I got them. Azrael says A tier for the Barbgaunts, and I think, honestly, at the first glance, they didn't impress me that much.
Yeah.
But now, realizing that there are, in fact, somewhat like 3 Tyranids and 1, they're kind of like the 8 bound for Tyranids. I think they do deserve the A tier.
I put them into B tier, which is a bit crowded, I will admit that. My A tier only has 3 models, and B tier has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I really like them, but they, I don't know, they look too much, they look a bit goofy. The weapon looks a bit goofy, which is why they're only B tier, otherwise would be A tier.
Right. I think they're like this combination of like multiple Tyranids and the whole parasitic aspect, and the kind of that the underlying Termagant is just kind of like the drone controlled by the parasite. Is just a concept I can so wholeheartedly agree with in the Grimdark universe that I think I can definitely put them into A tier.
Also, one thing I really don't understand, why do the nerds even need parasites when they're all connected anyways?
I think Tyranids are like, they're evolving constantly, but I think the Tyranids have sometimes trouble adapting quickly, and that's, I think, where these parasites come in, because they can change an already existing chassis like on the fly. I think that's the whole reason. Right, organizing this shit again.
I put them B tier, you put them into A tier. And then finally, I think there's only one Tyranid left, the Tick. The Psychopahge.
Psychopahge.
Psychopahge?
Psychopahge.
Yeah, Psychopahge. Psychopahge.
Yeah.
I put it B tier next to the boombox. I think I like that thing as much as I like the boombox, guys. I really like it, but there's some parts of it I don't know. I'm just not feeling, I suppose.
So you'd say B tier.
B tier next to the boombox, guys. So in your case, I guess they would be A tier.
In my case, it would mean they're A tier, but I kind of get what you're saying with your rating, and I think I agree. Why is there another Neurotyrant? No.
Yeah, why is the Neurotyrant in B tier now?
Oh shit.
Just remove him. You already know who the SD is.
Oh, that's the Dreadnought, alright.
What? Okay. I
think I misclicked. These are pictures, like, from my gallery, so if I don't click correctly, they just skip through my gallery. It's not good.
I really never see the worst here. Okay.
Yeah, I actually think I forgot to make a screenshot of it, but B tier for me.
Okay.
Next one. I think that's it, right? For the 40k releases?
Yeah, next up we have Nighthaunts.
Yeah. Nighthaunts, honestly strong C tier.
Yes, C tier.
Yeah. They're nice, but nothing more.
They are, yeah. So, there's certainly something. I don't know.
How did I do this?
This. Oh, alright.
Shit. Yeah.
This tier list is special.
This. Yeah. The thing is, I can't even try to. What am I? Who am I to argue against that? They are right. This tier list is something never seen before.
I like how it then pops up a content warning.
Yeah.
Very appropriate.
I mean, maybe I should just leave that up there. Right. Next one are the Stormcast.
I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Lord of the Rings. Already forgot.
Lord of the Rings one is impressive. I don't care about it, but the sculpt is impressive enough that it got put into B tier nonetheless. It
would be S tier if it would have a more, practical application. But really, as you said, it just is Golden Demon bait. It's a nice collectible, but it has zero impact on the tabletop.
I kind of wish there were more Warhammer models that were dioramas like this.
Yeah, I get that. So, yeah, it's nice, but nothing super.
Yes.
Interesting. B tier, right? No, B tier.
Oh, where did you put it?
A tier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's nice enough. I like that. It's funny. It's a lazy and yet very effortful attempt at the same time. Lazy that they don't bring out like a new unit or something that you can actually use on the tabletop.
Yeah.
So this is clearly not only Golden Demon bait but also somewhat in the region of we just don't want to lose our license. But at the same time, the sculpt is so masterfully done and still in theme with all of the other Lord of the Rings casts that I think it would deserve A tier.
All right, the last two. Sorry if I'm rushing this along, by the way.
No.
I'm getting very hungry. I need to go to the toilet, so I'm a bit like, let's get it done. Let's hurry up. So I've been kind of rushing along a bit.
I think our viewers also appreciate that.
Yeah. Stormcast Eternals low C tier.
Low C tier?
They are very close to being B tier. No, actually, they are low C tier. They're not D tier. I think they're cooler than the Sternguards. But out of non-boring Space Marine models, they're probably the weakest reveals today.
Yeah. I think the Stormcasts have somehow managed to me be this army of like everybody looks the same. They're somewhat like the Custodies in this regard.
Yeah. Oh, like Custodies. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, the paint job.
Yeah, that is the paint job, but still, it's hard to imagine them, you know, not looking so similar. And somewhat this somewhat bothers me. I think it also has something to do with the fact that when they came out, they were just like the substitute for Warhammer Fantasy, which really stung, because it really is just like, let's do Warhammer Fantasy but call in the Space Marines. So I think this is still something that subconsciously makes them worse, in my opinion. So I might be being a bit harsh here, but I definitely agree that they should be in C tier.
Okay.
And I guess the last guys are definitely, what would you say?
B tier.
What? The ghouls?
The ghouls are, yeah, as I said, I have way more models in B tier than A tier. A tier for me is like actually, in this tier it's a rarity.
Really?
But I put them into A tier. I put them, I would put them actually at the top of A tier probably. No, I would put them above the winged Tyrant, but below the Captain Phobos armor.
So still in B tier?
Yes, B tier.
I personally think that...
I think we just rate things differently. I'm a bit more... I tend to group things more up into like a middle and an average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, but I personally think they should be in the A tier. Be it just low A tier. Because I think that especially the, you know, character models and the dogs are so impressive, and even the usual ghouls are more interesting than the ones that have been there. So I personally think they should be A tier. Yeah. So
I sent you my finished tier list.
Yes. So this is my tier list. Behold, people of the internet, rejoice and behold this masterpiece of German ingenuity.
Yeah, certainly. You know what they say about us Germans, we do things very efficiently, as you can clearly see here.
Very efficiently, and it's like a BMW, you know?
Done. Well planned out.
It's like a BMW, way too complicated for something that should be rather simple.
Yes.
And that's why it belongs in the
now, if you could move my tier list up there to show them how it's done, actually.
Shit.
Because I used actual image editing software.
I'm going to have to do this as well. I mean, you know what? I'm going to make a community post about this. A poll. Let the people decide. Do you want this? Are you not entertained by this? Or would you rather have?
Your style of tier list actually brought me a lot of joy and happiness because it was so funny. It was just hilarious to see you struggle with that. So I'm quite happy you fucked that up.
I messed up so badly. I think some people in this tier list are not where they're supposed to be because I clicked at the wrong button and they changed like the number without me realizing it.
Nice.
So there is the strong possibility. Also, in B tier, CS there are only 2 models in there because the third and the fourth one are just being buried and I can't pull them out of there. So yeah, great times.
Excellent job. Excellent work.
Where is your tier list? Did I put it into download?
Over Discord.
But where did I save it?
No, I sent you a new one.
Oh. Yes,
because I did swap a couple of things around after we talked about it.
Can I save this? Hello?
Can't you just open it in the browser?
I'm trying. Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, in Germany we say, was lange wird, wird endlich gut. Took me only 5 minutes to open this picture. Where is it? Where did I put it? No.
Oh dear.
Alright, there it is. This is Theinrich's tier list. Behold. As I Yes, this is Theinrich's tier list right here.
Yes. Hooray, I actually had an image editing software.
Yeah, this is how sane people do it, how boring people do it. Oh wow, you took actually great pictures of the Nighthaunt and everything.
Yeah,
I just took
I actually skipped through the video. For bad.
Right.
Like for me, A tier is like reveals I'm very excited about and models I would actually want to have. B tier are models I think are really cool, but I don't really need to have. But they're like, ooh, that's so sick, dang. C tier are models where I think they're cool and I get why they exist, and I think it's good that they exist, but at the same time I'm like, about them. D tier is very and I kind of don't understand why it exists, and E tier is just so much nothing.
Yeah. E tier is like the reason that the Infernus Squad got there without, objectively being bad is really just because they're just nothing. They're not that new. Yeah. They could have just, yeah.
I could probably combine D and E tier together, just like I combined S and A tier together.
Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to say. Interestingly, you have no S tier here.
Yeah, because I ran out of space.
All right, fair enough.
See, I'm not as confident.
Aha!
Like
there. Very good.
Oh,
that makes
the misery.
Oh, the misery. You know what I find funny?
Huh?
You say you don't have enough space. For example, look at your C tier, how you crammed those Terminators in there, and the captain also. But you took all the space to get the nice cinematic shot of the Nighthaunt and the Stormcast.
You're right.
Just to, why?
I don't know.
Why would you?
I think it's because you can see that they are Terminators on the first glance. You look at that frontal picture, yep, that's a Terminator. But the Nighthaunt's
Oh, you can do the same with my... Oh god, it looks so much worse. I wanted to say, mine's not that bad either, but now that I look at it, if you compare the two, there's a slight difference. Well...
Anyway, thank you for having me today, once again.
Thanks for coming.
I need to do a couple of things. I need to eat food. I need to relieve myself.
Yeah.
I need to do a couple of things, So I'm going to leave now.
Yeah. I did advertise this as something like... Alright, then, you know what? I'm just going to make the end here, make the outro. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, so no painting today, but...
I'll probably catch you later then, right?
Hold on, give me a second. I need to save my tier list. 2022 or 29. I still have a tier list from last year.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take a look at that for a second.
Then I'm going to just answer some people in the chat. The Inquisitor says, this tier list is just as messed up as the Warhammer history with Catan and stuff. Yeah, actually, that's because I'm a live-action role player at heart, and even in the times where I am somewhat out of character, as some people might suppose this is, I still act as if I was a bureaucrat in the Empire, in the Imperium of Man, and this is why this has to be so convoluted to keep this image up. So this is all intentional, definitely.
Last year was Chaos and Squads. The Squads are 1 year old now.
Only the fans keep Warhammer going with the hard-earned money. Yeah, definitely. I mean, which hobby is not? Astrid says, "'Twas a fun stream." Well, thank you, good sir. Thanks for contributing so much yourself. I think this would have been a lot more sale without your constant comments and roasting of the reveals. I really do hope to catch you tomorrow as well. If not, that's of course fine as well. Thank you just for coming. That's already great. And Hightower says, "Have a nice meal, Theinrich." And he says in old German, "Ich thank thee for thine Bilder." GG? Maybe. GG, alright. Well then, everyone else is just dead. Nah, it's alright. Kitch also said it was good.
Now.
Yeah. thank you very much, guys, for tagging along. Warhammer Fest Day 1. If you like this one, you might like a video I made for the Warhammer Fest 2021, I think. It's on my channel. The reason I don't do videos like this anymore is because the editing is just insane. Like, the amount of editing I have to do for a video that unfortunately did not perform as well as other videos. And like, if this would have been a video, I would have taken, I think, 2 weeks of editing to do this. So I'm sorry for that. It is as it is. But again, thank you for tagging along. I hope you had fun. I hope I will catch you tomorrow. Have a look out in my community section, as I will put up a few polls regarding tomorrow's stream. You know, some meme ones like, should we keep the tier list like this, or should we, do it properly as Theinrich did? And also some important ones regarding, most importantly, the time when I'm going to have the stream. Maybe an hour earlier, maybe an hour later. Tomorrow is Sunday, but next Monday is a holiday in Germany, so maybe this would fit you better if I would do it later. And that's all things that I'm going to try to ask you guys tomorrow. I wanted to... Oh, I completely forgot. Hang on. Can I? No, I can't. Alright, another thing I have to learn is to make a poll in the chat, because I'd really like to have your... searching the word, sorry. Your thoughts on the tier list, live as a poll, which would be nice. Oh damn, Astrid is asking the real questions. Yeah, Hightower is the right address for these questions. Inquisitor says bye. You're probably already gone because I saw you writing this quite early. Thanks for tagging along as well. Thanks for coming. And yeah, this was fun. And I hope I can leave this live stream up. The last ones have performed as well, and I realized that YouTube puts live streams and videos like in the same pool regarding the algorithm. So I might need to take these private, which I'd rather not do. So thanks for all the engagement. I hope many other people will have fun with this. And yeah, I think this is it for me today. We had a rocky start, but I think a smooth middle part. And I've been talking for the last 10 minutes as an outro. Many people still here. Thank you very much. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for contributing very actively. Like Astral, Kitsch, the Inquisitor, and Hightower, you guys were amazing. Thank you very much. This stream would not have been as fun without your constant messages, so thank you for that. And until we see us again tomorrow, take care and have a nice evening. Bye!